Hey, Aiden Rigg here with Lead Freak Academy. I wanted to carry on from yesterday's topic and kind of refresh where we are and then where we're headed. Yesterday we spoke about the first part of sustainability or selling sustainability. And today we're going to continue on. Now, specifically what we spoke about the difference between market share and profitability. And it's essentially the time or the value or both that you're adding to your customer. So if you are just simply in a transactional sale with your prospect, with your customer, then you're simply dropping a box, they're paying a price. So Amazon is a transactional relationship. Being with Walmart is traditionally a transactional relationship. You walk in, their lowest price, or at least you think their lowest price. You get it because they're low price. They're going to have the inventory. You get the product fast. Or Amazon, low price, you get it fast. You don't have to go shopping. You're getting value in that sense, but there's not a lot of time invested. As you need to move up the ladder, and this is what we need to do in B2B selling. We need to add more value. If we don't add value, then they don't need a salesperson. They can simply just have a transactional relationship, have a website, and go in, sales in, sales out, like Amazon. So as B2B salespeople, as entrepreneurs, as people that are growing revenue for our organizations, we have to be able to add value. And value is added in the sense of the amount of time that you spend with the organization, with your prospect, and what are you giving them in response to that time. So as you invest more time, the customer is utilizing your time. They're appreciating that time. You're giving them something of value, so they're giving you more attention. So the time is an investment of the customer, and the time is the investment of you. And as you move up the ladder from market share or transactional selling up to profitability and creating an actual trusted advisor or an advisor role, insightful to your prospect, then we need to move up the ladder. And in commercial selling and selling cleaning, what we need to do is we need to change the game from here's the product or service we deliver to B players selling green cleaning and helping people be greener, to where when we move up to A players, B plus, A players, A organizations, the A salespeople, what they're doing is they're changing the focus from transactional, from green to sustainability. Right? And sustainability is what your prospects want. They might not even know it, but they want a sustainable position. They want to utilize sustainability in their organization because sustainability reduces a lot of things. It adds value to an organization. So sustainability is the centerpiece or the synergy of the three pillars of sustainability, of people, planet, and profit. Right? So when you are impacting the people, when you are impacting the planet in a positive way, those two things naturally, the outcomes of helping people, improving the lives and the productivity of people, and reducing the impact on the planet, such as resources, things like that. When those two things are working harmoniously, then profitability or more profits is realized by an organization. And when those three are working together, that's how you're going to make a difference in your prospect's business. So we want to recognize that essentially sustainability is about risk reduction, right? Everything about sustainability that I see is about reducing the risk associated with not being sustainable. So you're reducing the risk to the people that are involved in a building, that live in a building, that work in a building. You're reducing the risk to the planet by reducing the impact, reducing water consumption, reducing energy costs, the risk. And those two risks, people and planet, produce better profits, more profitability for an organization. And so when those three pillars of sustainability are working together, what we're essentially doing is reducing the risk associated to the organization and to our customers. So we want to take our customer from being transactional to green to ultimately to sustainability. And that's not something you do in one swoop. It's something that you work towards. And so when you are working towards it, then you always have a reason to be in front of your customer. And you help them move up that ladder, up that grid to being full with sustainability. And then when you get there, you're still always managing new issues, new outcomes, new potentials, new problems. So it's not like you ever fully get there. You are working with them. But it's your insights, your values, your value that you give them, that the organization takes or receives, and in placement of that, they buy your products or services. So they don't buy your products and services because your products or services are better than everybody else's. They buy your products or services because the value you add helps them with their organization. Okay, so we need to recognize that to think that we can clean better than somebody else is subjective, right? And your customer's not going to believe that. They might believe it after you've done it for a while, what have you, but they're not essentially going to believe that. What you need to do is change the game. You need to show them another opportunity. They think of you as cleaning. They think of you as just, make it look good, make it smell good, and make my tenants happy. And you are going to show them the things that you can do that you can help them add value and profitability and reduce expenses to their organization. So that's what we're really talking about. And so to carry on from yesterday's topic, reducing risk. Now, if you could sum up in one statement what we actually do or should be doing in the cleaning industry and what we deliver to our customers, to the property managers, to the buildings that we clean, is we reduce risk. We mitigate, we reduce risk. And everything we do reduces risk. From the removal of dirt to the removal of odors, those are risks on human health. Everything we do is really about reducing risk, and sustainability specifically is about reducing risk. Risk to people, risk to the planet, risk to profits. So how do we reduce risk? There's a lot of ways that the cleaning industry and sustainability specifically can help reduce risk. So how can we fit ourselves into sustainability, into risk reduction? How can we mitigate, reduce, eliminate risk to our customers, to the people that hire us to clean their buildings? They don't know in most circumstances that there's more to cleaning than cleaning for appearance. They don't recognize the ability for us to clean to impact health, to improve revenue, to improve productivity, to reduce turnover, to reduce energy costs, to reduce water consumption and material consumption, to reduce waste. And all of those things are risks to sustainability, risk to people, planet, profit. Sometimes it hits all three, and other times it only impacts one or two. Like reducing turnover impacts the profits, and it impacts people. It doesn't really impact the planet. Okay, reducing turnover doesn't, but reducing energy costs reduce the impact to profits. Right, it's more profitable. Reducing energy costs, it absolutely hits the bottom line of an organization. Reducing energy costs is better for the planet. Is it better for people? Maybe, but you can see that we're impacting one or more in each of these, and so we need to focus on this. And this is how we can differentiate ourselves and sell our commercial cleaning services. Now, what are some of the things we can do to reduce risk? Well, outside of just sustainability, there's some things that we can actually do to reduce risk. Now, I call it OSCER, O-S-C-E-R. Okay, so there are operational risks. So sustainability has operational risks, right? What are we doing that risk the operations of an organization? what are the inputs and the outputs that we can contribute to that impact operational, that reduce the risks of operations. So improving indoor air quality can absolutely improve the productivity of the employees, which impacts operations. So how can you reduce the risk to operations? So that's the O. The S is strategic risk. Companies have strategies in place to grow their profits. And anything that happens to them that impacts their strategic initiatives sets them back. Because their strategic initiatives is to hit X within Y period. So anything that happens that removes that and impacts that is a strategic risk. And so anything that we can do that eliminates that strategic risk is a benefit to the organization. So we need to recognize, we're cleaning for an organization, but where do they want to be in 5 years? What are their strategies this year? And how can we, if we can, help them achieve that strategy, or definitely not have anything that impacts that strategy? So look at it like that. Compliance, this is a huge one. We absolutely, in the commercial cleaning industry, can help reduce compliance, the impact of compliance. Okay, we can find and identify risk hazards that they might have that are risk to employees, risk to health, and risk to government regulation, such as transportation of dangerous goods, as an example, such as using harsh chemicals, such as using products that have a high LD50 count. If we can remove these risks, the risk to health, the risk to compliance, making sure that we carry WMIS labels and we have the proper SDS sheets and we have all these things in place, and we bring this to the forefront to our customers, we help them reduce any potential impacts to compliance and the impact of that. And that all impacts on the economic risks, right? You think of something for a sec. Let's say that there is a chemical spill that is used by your products that go down the drain, and they cause some type of an issue. Okay, that is going to be a strategic risk to them. They're going to get bad publicity, and that's going to impede their ability to meet their strategic initiatives. On the other thing, they're going to get potentially fined. That's going to be an economic risk and impacts compliance and operations. So these things actually happen. Whether or not it's wipes that are stuck down the sewage lines, whether or not it's abandoned drums of product in open fields, whatever it might be, what are we doing? What can we do to see and help our customers reduce the risk to people, planet, profits? And specifically, when we start talking about the profits, they're operational, they're strategic, economic, their compliance, and very, very important is their reputation. Think of the impact that has on their reputation. Now, there are case after cases after cases that we go into on the training that talk about the different fines and levies that have been handed to organizations for not being compliant, that have absolutely impacted their operational risks, their economic risk, their reputation for sure, which all impacts their strategies. So want you to sit back and think about how can you position your company to help your customer meet their initiatives, and start thinking about the potential risks that they're exposed to and how you can help reduce, eliminate, or mitigate those risks. And we can do it just simply with cleaning. But when we start talking about the other things we've talked about, such as waste and water consumption, and making sure that they're not at risk for getting a reputational risk or having compliance issues, What can we do? We want to add more value to our customer so that we can get more value. Meaning, if we add more value to them outside of just the regular, we're going to clean for appearance, and we start adding the health benefits and reducing the potential risks, then we can ask 5, 10, 15% more because we're adding more value that is easily justified in the things we're doing to reduce the impact that they're having, that these initiatives are having on their organization. So that is what we want to think about. What we want to think about is risk. And specifically, every organization looks at their income statement. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video, is put this all in and put a bow around it on what we can do and how looking after risk and mitigating risk absolutely puts profits and impacts the profits of an organization. So if you found this of value, like, subscribe, and there is a link in the description. Click that, and it's a free training program, 3 parts: how to get leads, how to engage leads, and how to convert leads specific to the cleaning industry. I'm Aiden Rigg, and I'll see you in the next video.